Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're heading into, well, a pretty mysterious world, the secret social lives of our cats. If you've ever sat there wondering what exactly your cat gets up to the second you close the door, and let's face it, who hasn't?
Right.
Or maybe you wonder if they even, miss you when you're gone, well, you're in the right place.
It's a classic question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's really cool is how far animal behavior science has come. Plus, all these tiny hidden cameras and new tech.
Exactly.
We're finally getting a real peek behind the curtain. We could actually see what they're doing.
Totally. So our mission here in this deep dive is to, well, challenge that old idea of the cat as this solitary, aloof creature.
Yeah, that stereotype.
We've looked at a whole bunch of research, some really interesting studies, like one from Behavioral Processes in 2023, another in PLOS 1 just this year, and insights from researchers doing amazing work, like Dr. Suzanne Schertz and Dr. Kristen Vital.
Some really groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah, so get ready, because the social world of cats, it's way more complex and honestly surprising than most of us think.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start right there. This whole idea of the solitary cat, where did that actually come from?
Well, it mostly goes back to their wild ancestor, the African wildcat, which is, pretty much a solo hunter.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting bit. Domestic cats, they've changed a lot.
Changed how?
Scientists now call them facultatively social.
Facultatively social. Okay, break that down for us. What does that mean in, normal terms?
It basically means they can live alone, they're capable of it. But they also have this ability to form pretty complex social bonds. It really depends on their situation, their environment, and importantly, their early life.
Okay.
That 2023 Behavioral Processes study, it really showed this clearly. They looked at free-roaming cats and found that where food and shelter were, easy to come by, the cats actually formed social groups.
Really?
Groups. Yeah, and not just hanging around near each other.
Yeah.
They developed preferred companions. Friends, essentially.
So it's less about being hardwired loners and more about adapting. Like, if the food's good, they'll hang out.
You could definitely look at it like that. And it wasn't just tolerance in these groups. They saw real signs of friendship.
Like what?
Things like grooming each other, choosing to sleep really close together, sometimes even hunting together.
Wow, okay. That's a world away from the image of the cat slinking off on its own.
Right.
And does this kind of thing happen in our homes, too, with, multi-cat households?
Oh, absolutely. You probably see it if you have more than one cat. They often have their specific buddies, right?
Yeah, definitely. One of mine always follows the other one around.
Exactly. They form these real bonds with certain housemates, and maybe they're just sort of neutral towards others. It's that same social flexibility we see outdoors.
So it's not just random who they get along with? Yeah. What makes them choose certain friends, feline or otherwise?
Well, there are a few key things. Early experiences are huge. That time between, say, 2 and 9 weeks old.
The kitten stage.
Yeah, that's a really sensitive period for forming social bonds. If they have good, gentle handling then, they're much more likely to be sociable later on.
Okay.
Genetics plays a part too, of course, and how we interact with them throughout their lives keeps shaping things.
So the takeaway is they can be loners, but their environment really pushes them one way or the other. Socially, I mean.
That's a great way to put it. Environment is a huge driver for whether they choose to be social.
Nature and nurture working together.
Got it. Okay, so maybe not total hermits, but what about when they are actually alone? What are these hidden cameras telling us? Are they just sleeping all day?
Well, sleep is definitely part of it. That 2024 PLOS 1 study from Sweden looked exactly at this. They used pet cams, observed cats when owners were gone for short periods and longer ones. And yeah, resting was a big activity.
Okay, no surprise there.
But also grooming and just sort of quietly exploring their territory. Quiet exploration. Like little spies in their own homes.
Kind of. And some definitely engaged in solo play. Batting toys, maybe chasing dust bunnies.
Imaginary prey.
Exactly. But what was really interesting was how they acted when their owners came back. Especially after being gone for longer, like 4 hours or so.
Ooh, tell me more. What happened?
They saw this clear rebound effect.
Rebound effect.
Yeah. The cats greeted their humans with way more purring, more stretching, more head bumps. Just generally more social contact compared to when the owner was only gone for a short time.
So they do notice. That big welcome at the door isn't just wishful thinking on our part.
It really suggests they register our absence, And yeah, they seem pretty happy to have us back. Some researchers even talk about behaviors that look like secure attachment.
Secure attachment. Like with dogs or even kids?
Kind of, yeah. It suggests a real bond and reliance on the caregiver.
Wow, like little furry toddlers relying on us. That's a completely different way of thinking about my cat. That's actually quite heartwarming. But you also hear about cats getting stressed when left alone. Is separation anxiety a real thing for them?
It absolutely can be. It's something we used to think was mostly a dog thing, but we now know cats can experience it too.
What are the signs we should look out for?
It can manifest in different ways. Excessive meowing when you're gone, maybe not eating, sometimes going to the bathroom, outside the litter box.
Oh dear.
Yeah, or even vomiting or over-grooming themselves. But it's important to say most cats actually cope pretty well with being alone for reasonable periods.
Okay.
Especially if their home environment is, interesting and engaging for them.
So a bored cat might be more likely to feel anxious.
That seems to be a factor, yes. Having plenty of things to do, toys, scratching posts, places to climb, maybe a window perch that can make a big difference to their well-being when they're home alone.
Okay, that makes sense. Provide enrichment. Right, so they're more social than we thought. They notice when we're gone. How do they actually communicate all this stuff? Their needs, their feelings to us and each other? They're not exactly sending texts.
No, definitely not. But their communication is incredibly sophisticated. Just subtle.
Subtle how?
They use this rich mix of body language, different sounds, scent marking, even really tiny facial expressions.
Yeah.
Dogs might be louder about it, but cats are like masters of nonverbal cues.
Okay, let's try and decode some of that. Body language and scent, what are the big ones?
Well, think about when your cat rubs against your legs or gives you that head bump.
Yeah. Affection, right?
It is affection, but it's also functional. They have scent glands on their face, their body. They're leaving their scent on you.
Marking their territory. Me.
Sort of. It's more like marking you as safe, as part of their trusted group, like saying you belong. You see cats doing it to each other too, mutual grooming, rubbing. It reinforces their social bonds.
Wow, like little scent-based "you're okay" messages.
Exactly. It's like leaving little "I was here" notes, but also, more importantly, you are safe and part of my family messages.
Okay, that's cool. What about tails? Is a high tail always happy like a dog's wag?
Not quite the same. A tail held high, maybe with a little curve at the tip, that's generally friendly, confident, open to interaction.
Then low.
A low tail, or especially one that's puffed up like a bottle brush.
Yeah.
That usually signals fear, anxiety, or maybe really intense excitement or aggression.
Got it.
And watch their ears and whiskers too. Ears forward, whiskers relaxed, probably curious, content. Ears flattened back, whiskers pulled tight. That's stress, maybe feeling threatened.
It really is a whole silent language.
It is. We just need to learn to read it.
Okay, what about the sounds? The classic meow? What's the deal there?
The meow. Fascinatingly, domestic cats seem to have developed a meow mostly to talk to us.
Really? Not to each other.
Wild cats hardly ever meow at each other as adults. Kittens do, to their mothers, but adult wild cats, not so much. It seems to be something they learned gets our attention.
Clever kitties.
Very. And Dr. Suzanne Schotz, her research is amazing. She's cataloged this huge variety of meows, but also trills, chirps, purrs.
Do they all mean different things? I swear my cat has different meows for I'm hungry versus pet me.
Oh, absolutely. The pitch, the length, the intensity, it all carries meaning. They definitely develop a sort of personalized vocal language with their humans.
And purring, that's just happy, right?
Often, yes.
Yeah.
But it's more complex. Cats also purr when they're stressed or sick or in pain.
Really? Why?
It might be a kind of self-soothing thing. The frequency of the purr might even have healing properties, some research suggests.
Wow.
And those little chirps or trills, often used as a friendly greeting, like a little, "Oh, hi there."
It's incredible, the range. And I think I read something about their social intelligence being maybe underestimated.
Definitely. Dr. Kristen Vital's work has been key here. She's shown that cats can actually rival dogs on some tests of social cognition.
No way. Like what?
Well, for example, they can follow our pointing gesture to find hidden food. That shows they understand our communicative intent.
Okay, that's impressive.
They can also tell their owner's voice apart from a stranger's. And they do this thing called gaze alternation.
Gaze alternation?
Yeah, where they look back and forth between something they want, maybe a toy they can't reach, and they're human. It's basically asking for help.
So they are actively trying to communicate with us to get us to do things.
Absolutely. Forget that aloof image. They're watching us, interacting, trying to get their point across all the time.
Which brings us back to this idea of friendships. Are they really forming genuine bonds? with us, with other cats?
The evidence is really piling up to say yes. That old loner cat idea, it's just not holding up.
So in homes with multiple cats.
Like we talked about, you often see these strong preferred partnerships. They'll groom each other, sleep together, play together. It's not just random tolerance. It's based on, well, clicking with each other.
Just like people, they have their besties.
Pretty much. There was that 2024 study in Frontiers in Veterinary Science that showed loads of these friendly affiliative behaviors in multi-cat homes that were well set up.
Ah, well set up being the key.
Crucial. Slow, careful introductions are important. And making sure there are enough resources. Food bowls, water, litter boxes, comfy spots, so they don't feel like they have to compete. And respecting their space. You can't just force them to be friends.
Makes total sense. What about cats who are the only pet? Do they form those same kinds of bonds with their humans?
Oh, for sure. Many single cats become incredibly attached to their people. That greeting at the door we mentioned, following you around the house, curling up on your lap.
Yeah.
Those are all strong signs of a secure bond. Very similar to the attachment we see in other social animals, including us.
It really does change your perspective thinking of it that way. Now, what about cats living outside, maybe in colonies? Is their social life different again?
It is, yeah. Outdoor or community cats often form these colonies, usually centered around a reliable resource, a food source, safe shelter.
Right.
And within those colonies, you do see social structures emerge. Sometimes hierarchies, definitely alliances.
Like little cat gangs.
Maybe less dramatic, but yeah, there's organization. Research, like from Dr. John Bradshaw, has even shown female cats sometimes cooperating to raise kittens.
Wow, communal kitten care.
Yeah, nursing each other's young, grooming them, and males might form looser groups, maybe to defend territory or access food. But it's all quite fluid, based on who's related, who gets along.
A whole complex society operating under our noses. Okay, this is all fascinating, but let's get practical. Based on all this science, what can we actually do as cat owners to support their social needs better?
Great question. There's a lot, actually. Positive interaction is fundamental, especially when they're kittens. That gentle handling, talking to them, petting them, it builds trust, strengthens the bond.
Okay.
And play. Play and exploration are huge. Give them different kinds of toys, things to climb, maybe puzzle feeders to make them think, and switch the toys around sometimes so they don't get bored.
Keep things fresh.
Exactly. Variety is key. Yeah. But also, crucially, respect their boundaries. Not forcing interaction. Let them come to you sometimes. Make sure they have safe hideaways, places they can go if they feel stressed or just want to be alone. Everyone needs alone time, right?
True. Even sociable cats.
Definitely. And for when you are, make their environment interesting. Hide treats for them to find. Set up a comfy window perch. Use those interactive food toys. Keep their brains busy.
Good tips. And for multi-cat homes.
Remember the slow introductions and multiple resources. More than one food bowl, water bowl, litter box spread around the house. Reduces competition and stress.
What about tech? Those pet cameras, treat dispensers, do they actually help?
They can. Cameras give you insight, maybe peace of mind. Treat dispensers offer a way to interact remotely. Some people even video call their cats.
Seriously?
Yeah. Now, it's not a replacement for being there, obviously, but it can be a nice little connection point, provide some stimulation.
Okay. We mentioned separation anxiety earlier. If someone suspects their cat is having a hard time being alone, what steps can they take?
First, really watch for those signs, the excessive meowing, the accidents, destruction, over-grooming. If you see that, you can try a few things. Making your departures and arrivals low-key. Practicing short absences first, then gradually longer ones. Making sure the environment is really enriched like we discussed. Some people find pheromone diffusers helpful or calming treats. But if it seems serious or it's not getting better,
then what?
Definitely talk to your vet or, even better, a certified feline behaviorist. They can help figure out what's really going on and create a proper plan. Don't just guess.
Good advice. Easy to misread the signs.
Okay.
Okay, back to the hidden cameras for a second. Any really surprising or funny things people have caught their cats doing?
Oh, tons. People see their cats having these wild solo play sessions with a toy they completely ignore when humans are around. Secret playtime?
Totally. Or heartwarming stuff like cats and dogs who supposedly don't get along having a secret nap together on the sofa.
People capture routines too, like the cat always sits in that sunbeam at 2 p.m. or only plays with the red mouse toy when alone. Some cats even seem to watch TV.
Watching TV, seriously.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And those welcome home routines we talked about, the specific meows, the leg rubs, People capture those on camera, and it's just really clear evidence. They know we're back and they care.
It really does suggest a much richer inner life, doesn't it? And it feels like science is showing more about their emotional range, too.
Absolutely. It's not just about basic needs. Neuroscience, behavior studies, they're showing cats experience joy, curiosity, fear, frustration, even things like grief.
Grief?
Yeah, they can mourn the loss of a companion, human or animal. They can show jealousy. They can get depressed if their environment is really bare and unstimulating.
That's profound, actually. I always kind of suspected they felt more than they let on.
It seems so. There was a review in Animal Cognition looking towards 2025 that even discussed potential empathy and social referencing in cats.
Social referencing, like looking to us to figure out how to react?
Exactly. Like if a stranger comes over and you're relaxed and friendly, your cat is more likely to feel okay about them too. They pick up on our emotional state.
Wow. So our mood directly affects them. That's quite a responsibility.
It is.
So with all this new understanding, how can we really deepen that bond and make sure we're meeting these complex social needs?
I think it starts with observation. Really watch your cat. Learn their specific signals, their little quirks, their routines.
Tune into their frequency.
Yeah, and respond to them. They give you that slow blink back. They bring you a toy. Even a minute of play acknowledges them.
Okay.
Routine is also comforting for them. Consistent feeding times, play times, cuddle times. And introduce new things, people, places, other pets. Slowly, positively.
Makes sense.
And of course, don't forget the basics. Good healthcare, good nutrition, that enriched environment. It all ties into their emotional and social well-being.
This has been so enlightening. It really feels like we're just beginning to truly understand these amazing creatures. What's next? What does the future look like for cat social research?
Oh, it's exciting. Think about wearable tech for cats like Fitbits, but for felines. GPS trackers getting smaller and smarter. AI helping analyze video footage from cameras.
AI washing cats.
Yeah, to automatically identify behaviors, track interactions, and machine learning is being used to try and decode vocalizations more precisely.
So we might actually figure out what all those different meows mean.
We're getting closer. Mapping social networks in colonies, maybe even using behavior changes picked up by tech to predict health problems earlier. The potential is huge.
That's incredible. So better understanding leads to better care.
Exactly. The more we learn, the better we can meet their, quite complex emotional and social needs, which means happier, more connected lives for them and for us with them.
Well, this deep dive has definitely changed how I see cats. It's so clear they have these rich, intricate social lives, understanding how they communicate, what they need socially. It's just vital.
It really is.
So as you go back to your own cat, maybe think about how this perspective changes things. What little signals might you start noticing now that you didn't before? It's an invitation, really, to keep watching, keep learning about the fascinating secret world of your own cat.
Well said.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.